Guys, welcome to my Tekkit tutorial series, and this is going to be a tutorial series which I start out from very basic tutorial and get into more complicated stuff as I go. As you can probably see, I am in creative mode right now, but this is just for the sake of learning. So this tutorial is going to be about how to get EU. That's something you might be curious about. It's one of the more basic things. So the first thing I'd like to say is there are two types of power in this mod. Um, First one is buildcraft power, and that's megajoules, and the other one is industrial craft power, which uses EU. Now, EU is probably the first things you're gonna need to go through, because if you want to make things like electric generators, or electric furnaces, I mean, it uses energy as a furnace that's like 150% faster. Electrical engines, which create megajoules for buildcraft, or something like a macerator, which these things are the real useful guys in this mod. I'm in creative, so I can just take them, but what this guy does is you put an ore in it, and it gives you two, so that thing is really, really useful. So how do I get EU? Well, as you start out, you're gonna need maybe half a stack of iron to start out. I'd recommend making a generator. Just click on the item and it will tell you the crafting recipe. When you're in survival, when you press E, there should be a menu here. If there is no menu here, press O and that will toggle the menu. Now, I'm going to go through every problem I had. So, first and foremost, you're going to want to store any energy you make. So, to do that, you're going to need a bat box. Okay. First of all, you're going to need a battery to make a bat box. This is one of the problems I had. I would click this one, and it wouldn't tell me how to make it. Always click the empty battery. The empty battery has a crafting recipe. So now that you've made a bat box, these things aren't very hard to make. One thing you will need for most crafting recipes is rubber trees. Let's see if I can find some rubber tree saplings to show you. Rubber. This is rubber. You need rubber to make insulated wire, which you need for insulated copper wire, I should say. And you need that for just about anything. You find copper like any other ore. Now to get rubber, what you'll need to do is, let's just say have a rubber tree. Let's grow this rubber tree. Bone. Okay, so let's just say it's bone meal. And let's see if this tree has any of what I'm looking for. It doesn't appear so that it has. Oh no, I wrecked the tree. But don't break the rubber tree. What you will need to do is, let me just make a few more rubber trees. One of them will have one, for sure. Oh my god, I wrecked another rubber tree. After you break a rubber tree, just collect the saplings. It won't be any use. Okay, here you go. So, what you want to do with a rubber tree is you want to break all the leaves except for the ones on the top. Don't break the ones on the top. If you break the ones on the top, these little things here won't respawn. What these do, if you take a tree tap, which is very easy to make, just click on it, it'll show you how to make. And you right click directly on this thing, and boom, the sticky resin pops out. Put the sticky resin in a furnace, and that will give you rubber, and that's how you get rubber, which you will need for your wires. Now, the bat box stores EU, but how do I get EU? Well, to start out, you'll probably need a generator. These guys are also pretty easy to make. You just need a circuit, which is, well, you need refined iron. This is another thing I had a lot of trouble with. Refined iron and iron look almost the same, and refined iron also looks a lot like tin. How you make refined iron is if I smelt some iron, all I have to do to turn the iron I got, the iron ingots, into refined iron, which I need to use to make a machine block, which you need in most crafting recipes. You just put the iron in the furnace and it'll turn that into refined iron. If you're looking at the crafting recipes, you'll see you'll need refined iron. So once you have a generator, put it next to the bat box and don't cover this little dot. This dot is your output. All the energy your bat box produces can only be outputted by this face. If you want to change it, you're going to need a wrench. there are two kinds of wrenches, this kind and this kind. I don't know what this one does yet, but I'll find out soon. This kind is useful for buildcraft. This kind is useful for industrial craft. Now, please note, if you break most blocks just by hand, it will only drop a machine block. However, if you use a wrench, 90% of the time or so, it will actually drop the block. If I just broke it with a pick, let's say, then it would drop just a machine block, and that wouldn't be fun. So, how you use the generator is you simply toss wood or coal or peat or whatever. Just toss something in the generator. You'll see it, as soon as this finishes, it'll start charging the bat box. Now, this is an incredibly inefficient way to generate power. Now, the better way to generate power is you'll need a geothermal generator. These guys are almost as easy as the generators to get. You just put a generator and put a little doohickey vehicles around it, and it'll make a geothermal generator. Now, these guys are a little bit funky. They're not exactly the same as generators. Instead of putting coal in it or something, what you'll need to put in it is a lava bucket. There is a way to use the geothermal generator with pipes and piping lava from a lava lake into it, but for starters you can just use that, and this will, I think each lava bucket generates I don't know, like 40,000 EU or something, just a large amount of EU per lava bucket. So yeah, that's probably how you're gonna use how you're gonna make energy for the beginning. Another thing you might want to consider is getting a macerator as soon as you possibly can. These guys, as you can see, they're pretty easy to make. If we turn this to cheat mode, I can grab one. Okay, so let's exit my inventory first, and I don't know how I did that. Oh yes, like this. Let's grab some macerators. Okay. Now here's the usefulness of a macerator. I said it before, but I guess I'll show you guys. If I put an iron ore in here, let's put some overclockers. Overclockers are pretty end game stuff, but you're gonna get them someday. If we put a few overclockers in here, they make furnaces go very fast. That's what overclockers do. So let's grab a stack of iron ore, and I'll show you what overclockers do. These are very, very hard to get, and look at how fast the macerator is going. If I put 8 in there, look at that. Look at that, it's like instant almost, though it's out of power. Yeah, the geothermal finished. Okay, here's something about the bat box. It can only output energy so quickly, which is why it can't run at max speed, because it's not getting enough power. This can only do 32 EU per tick. You can later upgrade to MFEs, which aren't too hard to get. If I turn this back to recipe mode, I can show you guys. Yeah, there's 4 diamonds is what you need to get an MFE. And later, the MFSU. These guys take like an hour to craft, even if you have everything you need to make them. You need a ridiculous amount of circuits and all that, and they hold 10 million EU. And until you get solar panels, you're probably not gonna get much EU. And next episode, I'm gonna cover how to get solar panels. So stick around, and I'll also show you how to add pipes to your geothermal generator, which is probably your main source of power until you get solar panels. So leave a like, and if you learned something, subscribe, because I'm gonna keep doing these tutorial videos. And yeah.